Hello again. I actually haven't posted or done a Simulcast for a while, for one reason and another. And during that time period, been a lot of new awareness, new understanding, new on both metaphysical and quantum physics levels. And so today, I have a new platform for streaming, and I've been learning how to use that as well. So today, I wanted to just introduce, plant a seed about regarding what we perceive to be real, the relativity of reality. This is something that happens at an unconscious level. Here in this, what I call the simulated world, the Simworld. And I've had other episodes where I've talked about the quantum, information about the quantum physicists that are perceiving or understanding or purporting that the universe is holographic. And I follow that. I believe that is true in the sense that since nothing is really solid, and what we experienced is instantly created by what feeling frequencies we're transmitting, the physical sim world is very fluid. And yet there's this whole kind of construct that is existing at an unconscious level. And it's universal, it's part of it's a key element for the human experience in the sim world. And this is the unconscious, this is about the unconscious factor of association of one thing to another. This is something that my avatar is still unpacking to a certain degree. And because it's such a new concept, this is something that we don't even realize we're doing in our human awareness. It's so autopilot. Here in the sim world, we base what's real for the avatar, bases what's real for it upon its association with its reality to certain factors. This is all happening on autopilot unconsciously for the most part. Whether the avatar believes that something is a good experience or a not so good experience is based upon several factors. One main one being what kinds of research experiences were unconsciously created by feeling transmissions in the past. Nothing that happened in the past has any bearing on what's happening to you at the moment or in the future, unless we are unconsciously focusing on that, which means then we're transmuting that. We're transmitting that. That's what I meant to say. So what if the sim world is holographic and that it has certain built-in mechanisms and factors in its construct? One of them is the unconscious adherence to the perception that there is a duality experience, that there's an inside-outside, an us and them, a good and bad, a lot of contrast, a lot of association relating one thing to another. Now, I had a really amazing experience where I had clarity and insight on this topic while I was on a spirit quest journey at Racetrack Playa a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you're familiar with Racetrack Playa, but it's in the northern area, corner, whatever, of Death Valley. And I'll just pop on a little picture here so you can see some of the reason why it's such an amazing experience. So Racetrack Playa, as you can tell by looking at the picture here, is an off-white color and has all these patterns from the clay, dry lake bed. And certain times of the year, there is some standing water on this. And during that time period, it's not possible to access this area because to get to it, you have to travel a 26-mile, completely four-wheel drive road that certain times of the year is actually like a creek bed. This rock that we're looking at here was probably about at least 18 to 24 inches wide and maybe at least 12 inches tall. It was a pretty good piece of stone. And the trail that you see behind it extends all the way back to the mountain range in the distance. There's theories about how these rocks move, but I have to say, they move with awareness and consciousness. The rocks interact with each other in really interesting and unusual ways. While on the playa, so you can see the color and you can see, this is a 3-mile long, 2.5-mile wide lake bed, the playa. And when you are on that playa, it removes this relativity of reality aspect that we are unconsciously, as humans, depend upon for some sense of spatial awareness, some sense of where are we, who are we. You can walk on that for a half hour and feel like you haven't moved at all, because there's this interesting experience similar to being in the white room in the movie The Matrix, where being on the playa removes our unconscious action of relating by association, by an external feedback. Our internal sense of reality is dependent upon unconsciously with external feedback here in the Simworld, in the holographic universe. So I'm going to play that clip of the white room in the Matrix, and then we'll talk about it on the other side, because I want to use that clip as a metaphor for what we are experiencing here in the human consciousness here in the sim world. So let's just go ahead and pop that on.
This is the construct. It's our loading program. We can load anything from clothing to equipment, weapons, training simulations, anything we need.
Right now, we're inside a computer program?
Is it really so hard to believe? Your clothes are different, the plugs in your arms and head are gone. Your hair has changed. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
electrical signals interpreted by the brain. That's the I want to say the premise used in the Matrix. Now, looking at it from a quantum physics, metaphysic point of view, understanding that ultimately the very essence of our construction of our physical body is the expansion spin energy. You can call it God, or you can call it source, you can call it quantum consciousness, whatever you want to call it. There's only one ultimate consciousness. Everything coalesces into this one place. I just realized that I don't really have the comments section open. I'm so sorry. Again, this is a new platform that I'm using, and so I'm not, I'm still figuring out some things. But I'm going to add the comment section right now, so that if you do want to have a comment, that I can interact with you. So let me just get that going real quick. Sorry. There we go. So, give me 1 second here. Again, apologies, I have to log into this. I must have picked up someone wanting to connect, because I just felt that all of a sudden. So. So if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can comment and I will see it and be able to respond. So again, apologies, this is a new platform and I'm getting used to it. So back to what I was saying. So I just played that that clip from the Matrix with the White Room. And if we use that as a metaphor, or maybe analogy for what we're experiencing here in the physical world with consciousness, the terminology would be slightly different, but the premise is the same. And that is that it's like being in the White Room here when you elevate your awareness of what and who you are. And that everything that you experience here in the Simworld is created solely and completely by how you feel, your feeling transmissions. Feelings are frequencies, electromagnetic energy. The energy that we transmit is either spinning in contraction, clockwise, or it's spinning in expansion, counterclockwise. The feeling good feelings all spin in expansion. The term we use for the feeling bad feelings, fear, anger, all that, judgment, all that, that's spinning clockwise in contraction. Our very DNA spins counterclockwise. It's new research is happening all the time about our DNA. Our DNA is very malleable. It's not like everything. Everything is malleable, fluid. What makes it seem solid is our what association we have with it, the relativity of our reality, how we relate to it, the relationship we have with our own belief system as avatars. All of that is fluid. I'm going to be touching on this quite a bit off and on in subsequent episodes, because this is a really deep subject, and it turns everything around for most people here in the physical world, in the sim world, because they see the sim world and they're externally relating to that as being let me see if I can put this in words. With the duality paradigm, and in the duality paradigm, this effect of the relativity of reality, what most individuals do on a daily basis, most avatars, is they walk through life being reactive to what they've already created by their transmissions of feelings, unaware of that, therefore thinking that the world is external to them, that it has nothing to do with them, or very little, that they have no control over it. What makes a difference with this relationship to the sim world, the white room construct, if you will, is how accountable is each avatar for its own feeling frequencies. The more accountable one is, taking full ownership, knowing that on a the quantum reality or actuality of our being is that what we experience and what events and transactions and situations that were created in the physical world are not influencing how we feel. How we feel creates those events. And when we aren't aware of that and aren't taking accountability for that, then it's a constant reactive loop. We're constantly basing our reality on the after effect of unconscious feeling transmissions. We're creating associations with this and that. This is hard for me because that happened one time. Not realizing that other event that created a feeling of being challenged by a situation was created by unconscious blocking belief, a feeling that was being transmitted. So then we just loop in that. And that is how the duality paradigm is constantly reinserted and reactivated for an avatar. Stepping back from that, taking ownership of all creation from a place of feeling impersonal about it, that we're all from the same consciousness. Every rock, tree, animal, everything here, everything in the sim world is created by our collective intention. When we lift above the constant busyness of the sim world, we're able to see the white room construct of it, and that we can review our associations and what's relative from one thing to another, and determine if it's really being supportive of our expansion, feeling good state of being, or is it unsupportive? Is it not supporting that? And give us an opportunity to realign how we feel and what we therefore what we transmit. That's all I'm going to touch on today. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Also, if you would like more information about the research that I'm constantly involved in, seeking to better understand the reality and actuality of our being, to further support empowerment of consciousness on all levels. You can go to my website, which is scrolling slowly. It should be scrolling through here. At the bottom, oh, here it comes. empoweredwholebeing.com, and there are articles there, and I'll be catching up on some of that stuff in the near future. I've been doing a lot of deep research about certain aspects of the root chakra and the sexual organs, how it affects the GI tract, There's all kinds of amazing stuff coming. So anyway, feel free to go to the website. There are some good articles there. There's good information, videos, all kinds of cool stuff. And there is a free MP3 audio file that is a technique of meditation. And what is meditation? Is just a method to shift out of contraction into expansion feeling experience. And when we do that, a whole cascade of amazing, wonderful healing things happen in the body. Just go to the website, go to the menu to self-discovery. When you hover over that, you'll see the Divine Heart Coherence Technique. Click on that, and then you'll be able to download the audio file. And there's instructions there and all kinds of good stuff. And then I also have, if I can see it here, whoop, nope, do it back here. My book is available, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, all the regular places. And so that's available as well. What I discuss quite a bit of this information in there. And I'll be updating my book again early next year because there's a whole bunch more info that's come through, and that's pretty exciting. So all about self-empowerment and feeling the joy. So until I come back on in next Thursday, the 17th, I am holding you all in joy and that feeling of expansion and feeling good. And I invite you to seek another perception of what and who you are. Until then, be with joy.